Hi everybody, my name's Jackie, for those of you that don't know me, and my topic of the day that I'm going to share with you guys today is working full-time and managing your Beachbody business. And I realize not everybody works full-time outside the home. I work outside the home as well as at home. But hopefully, even if you don't work full-time elsewhere, you'll still be able to hopefully find some of these takeaways, a takeaway that will be helpful for you in managing your Beachbody business. I'm a nurse. For those of you who don't know, I work in neonatal intensive care, and I work 12-hour days, so long days. And my days can be very mentally, emotionally, and physically exhausting. By the time I get up and try to get my workout in and commute, because I'm an hour away, and then work, my days are 14 to 16-hour days sometimes, depending on the day and what's been happening. So when I first started with Beachbody, I really didn't think I could do it. I thought, I'm just going to be a discount coach. I wanted to just have the discount on the product because I absolutely fell in love with the product. Who doesn't fall in love with Shakeology and the products that they have to offer? So I was just going to do it for my health benefits. I needed to lose weight, and I was just going to do it for the discount. But then the more I got involved and the more people I met and the challenge groups, I just fell in love with the whole concept. I'm a nurse. I love to help people. That's always been on my heart, to be able to help people. And this is just really fun, different avenue for me to be able to help people. A lot less stressful to be able to help people in that way, and really being able to give them encouragement and choices on how they can take their own responsibility and learning how to help themselves too. And it's a preventative way. Not, everybody that I see in the hospital is there because they need, more help. So to be able to help people to take, gain control of their own health is just really exciting for me. So I've really enjoyed that. But when I decided to start working as a coach, I was like, how am I going to do this? Because I was like, ooh, I would get overwhelmed. When I first started trying to learn things, I'm the type of person that's like, oh, I really can't do this because I don't know what I'm doing. And I just want to encourage you guys that this is a business that you can learn as you go. Me personally, at first I felt like, oh my gosh, I've got so much to learn before I can even do this. I don't know how I'm going to do it. But you don't have to know everything. That's what's the beauty about this company, is they provide you with so many tools to help you learn as you go, and it's not something that you have to be an expert on. You don't have to know everything that you're doing. You can learn as you go, and believe me, I'm still learning every day. There's so much that I don't know, but everybody is so wonderful to offer their help, share their knowledge. There's a ton of videos that you can look up and search if there's a certain thing that you're struggling with or having trouble with. So, and everybody's willing to help and share. So that's just really been awesome. So don't be afraid to jump in and just learn as you go, because that's pretty much what everybody does. But I know it can be overwhelming. And for me especially, I was like, I don't know how I'm going to do this, but because we have home responsibilities along with my job outside of the home, and just trying to figure out how I was going to be able to run challenge groups and incorporate everything, get everything done that I needed to get done, was kind of very daunting for me at first. So some of the things that really helped me in the beginning, just plugging into the wake-up calls and on Mondays and watching the training videos that they provide us with in the back office, and Uplift and Inspire, all the videos that I've been able to watch there have really helped me. And then as I've got to learn more and started feeling more comfortable, I really just had to figure out what and you guys will just have to sit down and figure out when you can set aside time for your Beachbody business. And I know they say, try to focus on a power hour or power 2 hour or whatever a day. You definitely want to be meeting those 3 vital behaviors a day. That's really important. But trying to figure out the time, and I struggled with that at first because I felt like I needed to be doing it every day. But I definitely always try to get my workout in. I always try to drink, I always drink my Shakeology every day. I always did get my personal development in, and you're going to hear that over and over. Personal development is so important. And every time I start to feel a little overwhelmed and I start to feel like, oh my gosh, I can't do this, I really try to dive into the personal development, because we give so much of ourselves. If we're not trying to help replenish ourselves, we can just get really overwhelmed and drained. And so really, something in the beginning I wasn't really good about doing was the personal development, and I've really found that as long as I can focus on that, especially when I feel overwhelmed, you need to do it every day, and once you start doing it every day, you'll realize how helpful it is. But when I do start to get overwhelmed with work or home, or I feel like I'm not getting as much done with Beachbody as I need to, I really try to just remember why I started, scale it back to me. I need to do this for me, and not lose sight of that. Being a product of the product. That's the easiest thing to not be salesy, is just sharing your story, sharing how it's helped you, and sharing your story as you go along. I think that's what people can relate to. And so when I start to get overwhelmed and feel like, oh, I'm totally not doing a very good job at this, I dive into personal development and just make sure that I'm drinking my Shakeology and getting my workout in, because that's why I needed to start this in the first place. And then everything else kind of falls into place. So one of the things that I took away from Super Saturday was not to overthink this business, because I really do think I overthink it. And they said, don't overthink it. They've provided us with all the tools that we need to really make this, be successful at this business. And if you can plug into the trainings and the tools that they've provided us and just be a product of the product, and you're doing those 3 vital behaviors, you can make a go of this. You can, whether, you're working full time or not. And basically what I started to do, some of the bullet points that I was going to try to tell you, I've kind of got some notes, and I hope I don't rattle on and you can make a sense of all this, because I'm kind of new at these videos too. They make me nervous, so I hope I know we all have to get out of our comfort zone, right? So step outside of our comfort zone so we can do this and help each other. But I just had to find a time that I could schedule for my business. And at first, like I started to say, I was getting frustrated because I felt like I really didn't have the time, especially on the days that I worked. So mainly what I do now is I realize that on my days I work, I can't really focus on Beachbody. I can't be on my phone. I can't really do anything when I'm at work. I have to focus on what I'm doing at work. So sometimes on my breaks, I'll check in with my challenge groups. When I get home from work, I'll try to check in, try to send some messages or answer some questions. But pretty much on the days that I work, I'm checked out from Beachbody. So I realize on the days that I'm home, that's when I have to schedule my time to be able to focus on getting my, working my business. So I know that's going to be a little bit different for everybody. There's some really good videos, tips. I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen them from Mindy Winder, and there's so many great ones. You can just Google working full-time with Beachbody, and there's a bunch of them that pop up, and they give you ideas to help with that. And some of them say try to schedule. You definitely need to get yourself a calendar. I don't know if you like Google Docs, if you're computer savvy, or if you like pen and paper or calendar, and you just really have to sit down and schedule out your time. I'm new. I'm not real computer savvy. I'm learning. I'm trying to get there slowly but surely. And you can't teach an old dog new tricks. I just turned 51, by the way, so I'm trying to keep up and learn all these new technologies. So I'm learning about Google Docs, which is kind of fun, but I'm more of a pen and paper person, so that's what I started out with, was just writing out my goals, writing out my to-do list, planning out my week, month, trying to look ahead. At first, when I first started, I wasn't very good at that. When I start to think too far ahead, I would start to get too overwhelmed. So I break it down into chunks if you have to. Just do, go day to day sometimes, or go, a week at a time. But you need to think long-term goals as well. But if you start something and you find, what, this really isn't working, don't be afraid to change it up, because I've tried different avenues, and what works for you may not work for me, and what's working for me may not work for you. So vice versa. There's a lot of several different ways that you can, work this and get it to work for you. So if you're doing something or trying something that's not really working, then don't be afraid to change it up, because ultimately we need to do something that works, right? So, but get yourself a system, a calendar, like I said, pen and paper, on the computer, whatever, so you can schedule your days and organize and plan out your week in advance. And really try to schedule out the time. And when I'm home, because I work outside the home, on the days that I was home, I found myself really spending a lot of time on Beachbody, because I get so excited and I want to learn and I want to do this. But then I found I get up in the morning and I get so excited checking in with my challenge groups, and then I, want to start messaging people, and then I want to watch learning videos and everything to try to learn more. And then pretty soon I look up at the clock and 6 hours have gone by, and I haven't got laundry done, and I haven't got the chores and stuff done around the house that I need to get done, or I haven't eaten. So I would lose track of time. So it has really helped me to schedule my time, schedule my work time, block it off on your calendar, schedule your family time, because that's important too. Schedule time for yourself, schedule your workouts. And don't be afraid if you schedule your time and you're not getting to those tasks, you're not getting all the way through them. Don't be afraid to try to move them and change them around, because I know when I first started, and I'm still kind of struggling with this too, I would block time off. I would block, like an hour off, thinking it would give me enough time to get it done. And then, some things take longer than others, and especially if you start talking to people and, like I said, the kind of things time goes and you look at the clock and you think, oh my gosh, 2 hours is up, already gone. So, it is important to try to schedule your time and make sure you're taking time for yourself and taking time for your family and making time that you can get stuff done, that you need to get done at home too. That way it helps you not to you can feel more accomplished that way. You don't have to, be feeling so overwhelmed. Another thing that's really helped me is when I write out my lists, my to-do list, I really try to differentiate on the things that I want to get done and the things that I really need to get done. Because I also had a problem with my to-do list starting to become so long. And then I wasn't getting through them, and then I was kind of feeling defeated, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not doing this very well at all here. I have these lists, but you know what? It's okay. Try to really focus on stuff that you really need to get done that day, and things that could be, moved to another day, things that you need to get done and things that you want to get done. That's okay. That kind of helped me to kind of try to differentiate between that. Let's see. Another thing that on one of the videos that I heard that's really helped me is try to figure out one day. My schedule changes every week. So I don't always work every Monday, every Wednesday, or whatever. I have to do weekends. We have to do holidays. My days change all the time. So for me, at first I was trying to say, okay, every Monday I'm going to try to do this. Every Wednesday I'm going to try to do that. which works great for some people, but I found for me, the things that I had listed to do, if that was a day that I was working, then I go week to week, and I try to figure out for that week, what I'm going to do. So sometimes my days change up a little bit. I don't always do the same thing every day. I know some people do and can do that, so that's great if that works for you. But I had to learn to really learn to be a little bit more flexible with myself. Because my schedule, I just have to be, because otherwise I was really starting to get kind of frustrated and feeling like I wasn't accomplishing things as fast as I wanted to. And I really also want to, don't compare yourself to other people. It's really hard sometimes not to do that, because I know we want to take everything in, and when we're watching people take off with their business, and you think, oh my gosh, what's wrong with me? Why am I not able to do this as quickly? And then you always hear the leader of how fast the leader moves. I'm just going to mess this all up. How fast the leader moves, the team moves. And I was kind of feeling like, oh my gosh, I'm not moving along here very fast. But everybody has different situations. Everybody has different obligations and responsibilities. So just give yourself credit for what you can get done. I think that's really important. And you can do this. You just it's all about baby steps and just showing up every day and putting yourself out there and having a genuine heart and wanting to help people, because that really is what this business is about, is wanting to help people. And if you're showing up every day and doing that, you'll be able to do this. You're going to make this work, and you just have to find the time that you can put into it and a time frame that works for you. And you may not be moving as fast as other people, but that's okay. You're still going to get there, and you can still do it. Let's see. If you can just make sure you're writing attainable goals and be specific with your deadlines that you're trying to meet, so that you can give yourself a deadline to continue to keep working at that. And like I said, take baby steps towards them. Ask for help and support if you need it. I mean, this team is awesome. Everybody's so helpful and willing to answer questions. And it's so important to visualize those goals and visualize them every single day. That was something I didn't really do in the beginning, but it is really important to write those down and have them visually so you can see them every day, so that you are remembering that, what you're working towards, and keeping things prioritized in that way, to knowing what you're working towards. So I think that's all I wanted to share. I hope that was helpful. I would love to hear you guys, if any of you guys have some tips that you found that's been helpful for you. That'd be great. Share them in the comments. I'd love to read them. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer. Shoot me a message or leave a comment, and I'd be happy to answer that too. I hope you guys have a great day, and thanks for being here.